And now it's time for our favorite part of the show. We are here with Trey Reid with Arkansas Game and Fish for the Outdoor Report. Scott has the weekend off. We let him get out of here for a good weekend. But today we're talking about an important meeting that happened earlier this week.
Yeah, so we had our monthly Arkansas Game and Fish Commission meeting, and it happens every month. And we've been talking a lot here on the Outdoor Report about the renovation of Lake Conway, and it's a big infrastructure project for us. About 5 years, and we're going to drain the lake. We're going to allow the soil in there to compact. We've lost about 40% of the volume of the lake, and a lot of people are probably familiar with those general outlines. But the thing that happened on Thursday is our commission officially approved the lifting of sport fish limits on the lake. You know, as we had our public meetings in Conway and Mayflower a few weeks ago, that was one of the big questions we got. Well, what happens to the fish? You know, now Lake Conway is an impoundment of Palarm Creek. It's about 7 miles from the dam, the Lake Conway Dam, down to the Arkansas River. Some of those fish are gonna, you know, as the lake drains, they're gonna follow that water down to the Arkansas River. So Palarm Creek, Arkansas River, good places to go fishing in the coming months. But Lake Conway is also a great place to go fishing, and so that's gonna allow anglers in Central Arkansas and others from around the state who want to travel in to take advantage of that resource. We don't want it to go to waste, and so we want to lift those limits. Now, there's still restrictions on how you can fish. You know, no electricity, no dynamite, please. But you know, with regular approved fishing methods, we have lifted the limit. So get out there and catch some fish, some great natural organic protein, rich in omega-3 fatty acids.
Yes. So what does that mean for what's next?
Well, you know, the September 1st is when we begin the drawdown of the lake, and we have to do it in a measured way. I mean, we're not going to, it's not going to be, you know, empty the next day, okay? Yes. It's going to take several months. A lot of that will depend on rainfall, but we're doing it in a methodical, kind of a trickle out, if you will, to avoid flooding downstream landowners along Palarm Creek, and also to protect our hardwood bottomland timber on Bell Slough Wildlife Management Area, which is directly below the dam there.
Absolutely. Is there anything else that we need to know about it that people should know?
You know, we have some exciting things coming to promote some of that fishing on Lake Conway over the next few months, but I'll save that for a different outdoor report because all the I's are not dotted and T's crossed yet.
That is just fine, but you have another important note for people. It might not be on their minds just yet, but deer hunting, you have a good update for that.
Right. I mean, it'll be here before you know it. I mean, urban archery hunts in many cities around the state start in September 1, but archery season later on in September, then muzzleloading and modern gun, of course, as we get into October and November. But there's a deadline for deer hunting coming up that I want to remind folks about. It's a little bit different this year. We typically take applications for wildlife management area deer permits on all of our areas that we own. We have, you know, limit the number of hunters for certain weekends and what have you during deer season. That's the month of July now. So the 31st at 11:59 p.m. is your deadline. I believe that's about 9 days away. So don't forget about that. You got a week essentially left to go to agfc.com and apply for one of those WMA deer hunting permits.
Absolutely. So we've been asking for viewer questions, and we got in two today. And the first one is, when you're motoring your boat, say around 30 miles per hour, do you have to have your life vest on?
It is not a legal requirement to wear your life jacket if you are over the age of 12. Now, children 12 and under must have a life jacket on at all times when they're on a boat. Now, that said, you do have to have a life jacket for every individual in the boat. Just put the thing on. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're going 10 miles an hour or 50 miles an hour. If you hit an obstruction or another boat strikes your boat, you know, even if you're a great swimmer, if you know, take a blow to the head and you're unconscious, that, you know, it doesn't matter how well you can swim. Wear your life jacket and also wear that kill switch. It's a device that goes from your motor usually to your life jacket or to your belt loop or whatever, that if you are ejected from the boat, it will turn that motor off so you won't be struck by the moving prop and perhaps incur even greater injury.
Absolutely. So always wear it. It's just better safe than sorry.
Wear it. I mean, just wear that life jacket. It's just like the seatbelt in your car, the #1 line of defense against any kind of accident on the water. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And then we have another question, and that one is, do senior citizens pay for hunting and fishing licenses?
They do, but we have a unique program here in Arkansas. You can, once you turn 65 years old, the year, anytime within the year, like if you turn 65 in 2023, say it's not until December, you could go ahead now and buy what we call the 65 plus lifetime license. Same price, fishing license is $10.50, $25 for a hunting license, or the combo hunting fishing, which is $35.50. The difference is when you're 65 and you buy that license, you never have to buy it again. It's good for the rest of your life. You just have to bring proof of age, and you have to be an Arkansas resident for 1 year.
That's not bad at all.
It's a heck of a deal.
Absolutely. And so that is, we have that right there, but then also July 31st, another important date to keep in mind. So what is that again?
Deadline for wildlife management area deer hunting permits, 11:59 p.m. July 31st. So get those in at agfc.com.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Trey,
Thanks,
for
Mackailyn.
jumping on.
Good
First,
to see you on the Outdoor
I know,
Report.
we had a good time. I love
Absolutely.
it.